Evan Davis, hashtag smash the hole. I did it. Oh, okay. So it's the same one that I just did there. Holmes isn't going to take anyone that will tie up that much money. Jay Money says not going to happen there. He does like do one-year deals. He's a Lions guy. He's played Baker's dozens season, bro. He still lives here, loves Detroit, never badmouth the city and teammates. He'd bring – oh, yeah, I agree. Ndamukong Suh, if he wanted to come back to Detroit and be part of the Lions to do a run, like in the fall or whatever, halfway through the season, damn straight I'm going to pick Ndamukong Suh up. It can't hurt. It can only help. Ndamukong Suh, I'd love to see him in – he's not what he used to be. I don't care. I still like to see him in Honolulu blue and silver. I get that. I mean, not wanting to train the summer. Yes, for sure. Quentin Williams will not cost 2 first-round picks. He says it won't. I think it does. He says it won't. If he gets traded, we'll find out for sure. I mean, that's just my thought. You could be correct. Maybe it doesn't cost 2 first-round picks. That's just my thought there. I never thought Prince Fielder would never sign with the Tigers until he did. Suh come back, in my opinion. Yeah, man, that's Prince Fielder, Cecil's son. That was interesting for sure. Star would be awesome. Seahawks after that will be a tough one. It is going to be tough for sure. Motor City, Dan Campbell's 4 months to get this team fired up for one game. All the BS coming from Kansas City media and fans is going to get a big old can of blue silver whoopee. Hey, I'm telling you, man, look, I'm just confident in our team. It will be prepared and ready. I think they are. They said that Suh was great in the locker room. Yeah, I don't think he's not been a guy. He's not like he's a disruptor. Do we extend Jared Goff? We don't need to extend Jared Goff this year, folks. He's got 2 years left in his contract. My thing is just wait till after the season. I have no problem waiting at all. Like, he's got 2 years on his deal. Wait after the season. Breakout runs Gibbs has. That is true, J Mommy. Smash that like button for Mike. Let's get that ultra combo. If we do get to 100 likes, we do ultra combos on here, but you got to get to 100 likes. So if you want to hear it, hit it. I'm not opposed to Suh by any means. I love the guy. I just don't think it'll happen. I'm kind of with you there unless the Lions are legitimately like a contender and they're looking really good. I kind of agree with you there. Golf under contract for 2 years for reasonable. Yeah, I agree. Suh accidentally trips over other players. Heads up. No biggie. Yeah. It's funny how he leaves Detroit and he never gets all these penalties. When he was in Detroit, he was getting all the penalties in the world. They threw more at Prince, and he deserved it. Wasn't hard to snag him. Was a wild season. Remember that correctly. It was a wild season. I do remember that. I watched that whole season. The Christian Corral, Cleveland Covington, anything more than Levi Insurance? I think he's a camp body. That's what I think he is. A rotation. Is he the insurance for Levi? I think he could a little bit be, but I don't think they expect Levi to be playing. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I think they went into free agency in the draft expecting him not to play. Expect the worst and hope for the best. Do we sweep Green Bay this season? I'm going to say yes. Why not? Yeah, I'm going to say we sweep Green Bay Packers this year for sure. And I think the Lions do it. The Lions sweep them. We play in Green Bay week 4. I think we beat them, and then we win here at Ford Field. Why not? We sweep the Packers. I'm going to go ahead and say it. That's what we do. We sweep the Green Bay Packers. Do we sweep Chicago? I think Chicago will be a little more difficult than Green Bay. And I think he was not thinking of Washington. He's thinking about David Montgomery, Silver Surfer. I'm thinking that we do sweep Chicago, but we don't sweep the Vikings. How many of our 2023 draft picks makes this team, and how many start? Start's different, making the team. I say 7 make the team, 1 doesn't. I think it's all different starting. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, you'll see him out there a lot. I think he'll quote-unquote be starting, even though David Montgomery is going to be starting. So I'm going to consider him a starter. I say Jack Campbell, I can consider him a starter. Tight end Laporta, I consider him to be a starter for tight end. Brian Branch, I think he'll get time at safety, maybe even at nickel sometimes. I don't know if it's going to be considered starter. I think he'll get some playing time, but I wouldn't consider it starting just because we got so many other players like Kirby Joseph, Tracy Walker. I think he'll get at number 3 and then sometimes at nickel, just on packages specifically there. I think that you're going to see Broderick Martin quite a bit on the defensive line. I don't know if he'll be considered starting, but you're going to see him out there quite a bit in rotation. Those guys are going to get a lot of playing time. So I'm not suggesting that they'll all be starters for sure. But yeah, let's see here. If you don't know, you don't know. Detroit going to kill the PA. Goff's best ability is selling. He is. This is something that I praised Jared Goff when the trade happened. Because when I was looking at Jared Goff, when I was watching his film, a lot of people are upset about the Stafford thing. One thing Jared Goff is really good, and I consider him one of the best in the NFL, is him to sell the run. Like when they does a play action, he puts that football all the way in the gut of the running back and pulls it back out. Like if you watch Stafford, it would be like he just did like turnaround and there's no sell. Goff sells that damn thing. And I think that's what really helps play action as well, is because he sells it so well. So it gives the chance for one of the DBs to take a step forward and kind of screw up, and it opens up for the wide receiver. But Jared Goff sells play action like a mug. He's definitely good at it. So you got to give him, I consider him one of the best in the NFL in that. Who's going to have the bigger impact, Sutton or Johnson, CJ Gardner Johnson? Damn, great question. Oh my God, that is absolutely difficult to answer. I'll go Sutton, not because I think CJ Gardner Johnson is bad, but I think that Sutton is that number 1 cornerback that we need. And maybe people won't throw towards him as much. But man, they're both going to have a major impact. I think Gardner Johnson will get more interceptions and it'll be more game changing. Like you'll notice Gardner Johnson more than Sutton, but I think Sutton will have an impact, but you'll just notice Gardner more. One of those deals. Hashtag FGB. Do you think that Aiden Hutchinson gets? Do you think he'll get more than 9.5? I say sacks. I said it last week. Aiden Hutchinson gets 15 sacks this year. I think with the additions to the defensive line and the secondary will give him, I think quarterbacks will hold on to the football for a second longer. Because how many times was Aiden Hutchinson this close to getting a sack and he didn't get it? I think this year he gets those sacks. He'll get 15 sacks. I think he does. Because he'll have just that 1 second more because we got way better of a defensive backfield. Hashtag FGB. Does Hooker see playing time this season besides preseason? You won't see him in preseason because he's still injured. Playing time, it would have to be probably after week 10. I think they're going to do exactly the Jameson Williams route. So that's how I see it this time. So for sure, he's not going to play in preseason, the injury. Who's your non-squad maker from the rookies, Mike? Any undrafted make it? Dang. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell like who is not going to make this roster from there. You never know because there's always somebody that stands out when you don't know. One of those deals. That's kind of what I got going there. I'm going to go with the wide receiver in the 7th round, even though he probably makes the roster. The thing is, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because training camp haven't even hit yet. Hell, we've just had rookie minicamp, so I'm making an absolute guess. From the undrafted, I would say Muhammad Ibrahim makes the roster. I think he's the closest one to make it. It's just really hard to tell because we haven't seen anything. Hell, like Jerry Jacobs, I thought he would make the roster when we got him as an undrafted rookie, but did I expect him to be as good as he is? No, I didn't. I expect him to be good, not as good as he is. What about Houston? I can see Houston getting like 11, 12 sacks. I think we're going to get a lot more sacks. 11 and 12 there. Hey, Mike, Whose jersey are you getting? Hashtag FGB. I'll probably get a Jahmyr Gibbs jersey. I like running backs quite a bit. I had Javid Best jersey. I still would love to get a Reggie Bush jersey. You know, I for whatever reason, I do like the running backs. This is one of my things. How long of a leash does JMO have? Will he have an immediate impact week 7? I don't think he'll have an immediate impact week 7. I think that it will take a little bit of time. Thankfully, though, he's got training camp this year, mini camp this year, off season with Jared Goff, unlike he had last year. But it does hurt not playing in the regular season games, and he's got preseason. So I think he's got the whole season. I don't think there's that much of a hold on him. I think he's got the whole season. 2-part question. Who gets more sacks, Hutchinson or Houston? I'm going to go Hutchinson. Best offensive weapon of the year. Offensive rookie of the year. He's got his Laporta as a dark horse. Okay, I see your dark horse there. Offensive rookie of the year. I'm going to say it's going to be between Bryce Young, Bijan Robinson, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Those will be your 3. I'm going to go ahead and be a homer and say Jahmyr Gibbs, because I just think he's going to be used everywhere on this offense. Everywhere. And I think Bryce Young will have some struggles as a quarterback. I think CJ Stroud will have struggles. I think Bijan Robinson will do really good, but at least I think we'll use Jahmyr Gibbs more than Robinson. By the way, NFL draft lottery tonight. Yes, it is. So, chat lottery, what's going on, buddy? How is school? I'm live right now. Huh? Meds, okay. Put it in my room. What do you think is going to be the strength of the defense this year? Because we know the offensive line. I'm going to go the strength of this defense is the secondary. Absolutely be the secondary. I think they're the absolute strength upon strength. With all the defensive backs and everybody, they're going to be the guys. You won't have to wait for JMO to show an impact. He's going to be playing in preseason games. Yep, you'll see him in preseason. I just don't know how long they'll play him. Probably quite a bit, because he's not going to play in the regular season for sure. Besides defensive tackle, what's our biggest weakness? Man, that's a great question. I don't think we got that many weaknesses on this football team. So when I say this weakness by Alan Nelson's question here, I'm not suggesting it's actually a weakness. I'm just saying it's probably, of all the parts of this team, maybe the weakest part, which is not that bad. Linebacker, and that's not that weak. I love Jack Campbell. Alex Anzalone, I think, will be fine. And Malcolm Rodriguez. I tell you what, Montgomery is going to be a pain in the rear to tackle with the intensity, style, and his 224 pounds. Gibbs on the other side is going to leave us breathless with his swoosh. Silver Surfer, you're on 100% right there.
Perfect.